we are here.
And we exist.
And we exist.
Oh my god, we're real.
We're real. It's so true. We are real. And hello, everyone. We are real, and these are my friends.
You know, I tried being real once. It's kind of overrated.
It's very overrated.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay if we just exist in the void, you know?
Yeah.
We can just be Tolpas and Maddie's head.
Whoa!
I think was that not the case?
I think that's the case for, like, anyone
It
who
is the
streams on
case.
Twitch. Like,
yeah.
What are the little gay people in your phone, if not, like, online Tulpas? Thank you. Thank you, Luna Bao. I know who... It sounds so scary to be like, I know who you are, but, like...
I know who you are! Points!
Points, I know who you are. And I'm also
Hi.
like, I don't want to, like, accidentally say, like, name out loud if it's something you're not comfy with, so hi. Oh, let me move the... Chat, no, that's me.
What about Beckney? Welcome.
Hi, Benny. Let me. You know, I
Benoy.
was just like, I got everything under control. It's fine. I look over to my left. The chat is hiding behind V. It's so.
Oh, that's. Oh my god.
Why would she hide
funny.
that? What's
You
wrong?
could put it on
What's her
top
problem?
of me.
I'm a witch,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yes.
here to disrupt everything. Hey,
It's
what's
true.
up?
It's
True.
true. Oh, there's me looking
Kill,
through,
kill,
me being
kill,
like, where is
murder.
it? Also me, I literally have everything labeled. But not good enough. Okay. I'm just conscious of everything I'm thinking about. It's true, so true. Okay, let me...
Can you make the chat smaller? Because I think it's too big right now.
Yes, un momento. I was trying to have you and Slam be, like, neatly aligned, but I don't think I can with the chat. Okay.
I'm
Test.
sorry. We need to
the way
make
of everything.
space for the fifth tulpa, the chat.
It's true. That's the realest thing of, like... Oh! Hey, I know that guy! I know that guy! I know that Lily the Draw! I don't know that dog, though. He's pretty scary.
What is that dog? I'm scared.
Yeah, no, that's like a Craigslist dog.
That's
It's
just a
very
little
intimidating.
doggy. Oh my god, that's a Craigslist dog.
Oh my god, there's another one! Franker. Whoa.
I
That's
like
a
that
good
one's
one.
vibes more.
He's very, like, crunched. But hi, hello,
Very
welcome.
impressive.
Hi,
These are the watching
hi.
dogs. Actually, you know what? So funny you say that, because I got a dog too that I haven't moved since the Dog Island presidential election stream. So here's my
Oh my
dog.
god.
Incredible.
He's still there. That's beautiful.
He's a little guy.
Sometimes I just like to flash him on screen and be like, can you ID this man?
Can you ID this man?
Can you ID this
Have you
man?
seen this man in your dreams?
47 states.
Yeah.
My son is just like barking at him. Oh,
It's
go on.
true. And you made him. You
I
see
made
your
it
mom.
disappear.
This is just like
Yeah,
how,
I did.
like, dogs continue to scream at the mailman because they associate, like, the mailman, like, leaving as them having a victory. So they're just like, I just need to keep screaming at the top of my lungs when the hatted man appears and he will leave again. I'm so good at defending my family from this daily threat.
I'm so good at my job.
Oh my god.
This is my very important job, and I will do it diligently.
Exactly. Speaking of jobs,
Hey.
what if
It's time for treaty work.
Yeah, what if we were 3D working on this island? Alright.
But we're 2DP and GTubers.
So, 3D's Workers Island is a short horror experience by the guy who made Petscop. So,
Tommy Domenico.
Tony Domenico, yes. I know Colors and I have experience with Petscop. Slam and V, do you have any experience with Petscop?
I was really big into Petscop when it was happening. I kind of did fall off on it because there was like a one point where there was a really long break between videos, like near the end. And I know that like after that break, I didn't really get back into it. But like when it was like really big, I was super into it.
Yeah,
It's just like a Homestuck update.
It's true. Yeah, I had a very similar experience where like I was keeping up with it, and then one of the multi-month long Homestuck-esque hiatuses made me drop off, and then I would retroactively watch analysis videos about it and be like, wow, Pet Shop's so cool.
I
That's
was told to get into it by you, and I think we watched maybe a handful of videos together, like maybe the start
Yes.
of it,
Yeah.
but never got super deep into it despite appreciating the vibes.
Yes. I will say,
don't- Yeah.
similar, I guess, like, content warning heads up where, like, 3D Whisker hints at child abuse.
Good to know.
But nothing
Thanks for the
like-
heads up.
But nothing, like, explicit happens.
And there's violence.
What?
Implied, not
No.
mentioned.
Violencia. Can you believe that scary thing is happening in 3D Whisker?
No, not in mine. No.
Yeah,
This wouldn't happen in my whisker.
it's true. Not in mine.
Like if all I'm saying is if I was there, like this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
It's true.
You changed the game.
yeah.
Exactly.
If I was Luigi, I just wouldn't have gotten caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have had better chances. Okay.
Luigi mentioned a workout routine.
Luigi managing a workout routine. Okay, but with that being said, I will start reading, and we can like assign voices and share thoughts book club wise as we go.
Oh, true. And I
Perfect.
see the little. I just noticed the little thing of different characters in it.
We have
Yeah,
characters.
They have characters.
I don't think. Well, yes, we do have characters.
Nothing bad is gonna happen to these people. I can feel it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm placing my bets and blaming Joe.
Oh, a very bold move. Okay, so this is
We'll
the
see how that
3D
goes.
3D Whisker discovery page. What is 3D Whisker? 3D Whisker is a freeware screensaver. The full title is 3D Workers Island, but most of us prefer to use this file name instead, pronounced 3D Whisker. In 3D Workers Island, 6 characters interact on a tiny island with complex and unpredictable results. Every session tells a different story on the island. Many have found it to be compelling on levels both technical and emotional. T2's top software gave it a 10 out of 10 score and wrote about its characters. You will find yourself relating to them and understanding them. They may even confound you and anger you at times. The original source of the program is unknown. It was discovered at 3D Screensaver's Palace, one of the many aggregates of screensaver programs appropriated from sources. Where is it? Across the internet. The owner of the website, by his own admission, sourced it from a similar screensaver aggregate and could not recall which one. It has not been found. See the history page for the history of 3D Whisker's discovery and spread, as well as the development of the website. We recommend trying 3D Whisker yourself by downloading it from the download page. The events that occur within 3D Whisker are not scripted. They unfold dramatically, and every session is different, which means you are guaranteed to see things that none of us have seen before. If you discover anything interesting or important that has not been recorded here or discussed on the forum, feel free to send us an email or create a thread on the forum asking about it, parentheses, but please do not treat this as a place for tall tales, close parentheses. Check out the overview page for more of a detailed introduction. 3D Whisker Discovery Pages was created by me, Pat Lawler, or Pauler, and the technical side is largely run by Singer. See further info on the contact page. Alright. And I will say...
Creator's name is Pat.
The
Character's name is Pat.
Yes.
That's true. One of the characters.
This is essentially a series of screenshots. Like, I am not going up and down on the page. I am flipping through screenshots. That is how, like, you engage with this piece of media. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I cannot click any of the links or, like, go off to the side.
Unfortunately, none of the links.
I was genuinely curious.
Yeah, no, for sure. It would have been super cool, like, if this was, like, an interactable website, but unfortunately not. But yeah, we got...
There are limits to all pieces of art.
It's true. I feel like the limits are very intentional, though. Like, it does keep you, within the confines of what Tony lets you read and experience.
Yeah. I mean, that was also very similar with Petscop to an
Yeah,
extent,
Petscop,
because
yeah.
Petscop very much wanted you to only see what it wanted you to see at the point, at the point of times.
rather than letting you explore anything.
Other topics: objects, intermissions, history, worker AI, and mysteries.
Mysteries.
Yeah. 3D Whisker discovery page. Download. The 3D Whisker installer can be downloaded using any of the links below. It is a 4.22 megabyte download. This is a Windows executable exe file that is only compatible with Windows operating system.
That's me.
Download. Alternate 1, T2. Alternate 2, 3D Screensavers Palace. Run the installer and follow the steps on the installation wizard. Afterwards, if you're running Windows 95 or later, you can configure the screensaver by right-clicking on your desktop, choosing Properties, choosing from the Screensaver tab, and selecting 3D Worker Island from the drop-down menu. From here, you can start the program manually by clicking Preview. If you run into any trouble, create a thread on our forum and somebody is sure to help you out. You have chosen the download from this location. Insta3dwhisker.exe. Save this file to disk. We are downloading. Download complete.
We have to
Yo,
load it.
fastest download in the 7 seas.
Look at
Damn,
look
wow.
at that.
Yeah, 20
Download
minutes.
it in
and
20
it's
minutes. On our way.
Like,
Fastest 20-minute download.
I think that before you even see a date, you instantly know what time period you're in. I mean, like, yeah, just also with the fact that it's a horror story about like a screensaver, but you know, 20 minutes for 4.2 megabytes, my beloved.
Oh,
Oh
Welcome.
god, that's so rough.
It's so real. This is your installation program. We'll install 3D Worker Island. Thank you for installing my program. Press the next button to start the installation. You can press the cancel button now if you do not want to install 3D Workers Island at any time. Yeah, no,
I know the
like
nostalgia.
Tony got like the vibe down. So good. So good. Copying files, 83%. Yeah, Benny, I think you need to update your system. My good
Is
child,
it
my
4
good pal.
megabytes?
Yes. Installation completed. The installation of 3D Workers Island has been successfully completed. If you enjoy 3D's Worker Island, please spread the word online. It would be much appreciated. Also consider reading the readme.txt file because it includes a lot of interesting and useful information about the screensaver. Press the finish button to exit the installation. They talk like Kanaya. They talk like Kanaya Homestuck.
It's just because of
Naya Homestuck is real and she's here with us.
It's true.
she made this program. She's the one
Her-
that did it.
Her Pat is like the different name she uses for the author.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's such a
Oh my
Kanaya
God.
thing to do, though.
It's true. It's true. I think she would.
It's true. Yes, what's good?
I stand by the fact that if there's a character named Pat and the creator's name is Pat, I'm looking at that connection. And I'm like, what's going on there?
I know.
Why is that there?
What a
I'm
funny
blaming
thing to
Pat for
say.
all of this.
I mean,
We're blaming Pat for everything.
I think the theory that it's that Tony guy. I think that's pretty apt. Alright, readme.txt. 3D Workers Island Screensaver. 3D Worker Island is an experimental 3D simulation screensaver for PCs with advanced worker simulation. To start after installation, right-click Desktop, choose Properties, choose Screensaver, choose 3D Workers Island on menu. Click Preview. Alternate steps. Click Start, choose Program, choose 3D Workers Island, choose Start 3D Workers Island. To change settings, right-click Desktop, choose Properties, choose Screensavers, choose 3D Workers Island on menu, click Settings. Available settings. Escape to Quit, checkbox. If enabled, only the Escape key will quit the program. Geometry Quality Slider. Adjust the detail level of the 3D models. Simulation Quality Slider. Adjust the worker simulation rate. Get to know the characters. There are 6 characters on the island. Their names are Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, Rebecca. To find out who's who, reference the character card that appears on startup. Worker simulation. Workers are an approach to computation. 3D Workers Island takes advantage of resources in the world. Welcome to the world in the computer. This technology. Screensaver.
This technology. Then that's
3D
it.
Workers Island. Settings. Preview. Wait 20 minutes. Energy saving features of monitor. 3D Workers Island. Pat.
They are here.
Joe. Amber. Holland, Grace.
Here they are.
And we're on the island.
They're real. The island is here.
That's Joe.
That's Joe. He's a guy.
Okay. He's a guy.
Joe.
He's the guy in
guy.
yellow.
Yeah. I love that. Amber! I love that short horror story.
That's Amber.
That's Amber. World.
World.
Okay, this is actually
It's reading
where
time.
It's reading time. 3D Whisker Discovery Boards, 3D server discussion. Hey, I can be Ma Girl.
Ma girl.
Joined April 25th, 1999. Hey, I just want to say this thing is so cool. My eyes are glued to it. I'm mesmerized. I just want to keep it on all day and see what people are up to, but my brother needs a computer for his work. What do you think? And what's happening on your island today? Ma Girl.
Ma girl.
I love like the form signatures. Like
The signatures.
I remember on DeviantArt before I got an account, I was incredibly enamored by people's form signatures. I just thought it was a very cool thing.
The vibes of this are very evocative.
They're so good.
I want to point out that like she joined just today. She has 7 posts, but she posted this today also at like April 25th, and that's the date that she joined.
Yeah. So it's like say
She's new.
She's new.
She's new.
She's
Alright.
new.
Do we want to do there's like a couple of people that are like repeat forum
I
users.
don't remember who they are.
Outside of like some moderators and Good Kid. I figure we could probably just go like me, Colors, V, Slam in order of like who's reading.
Sure.
Like what
Yeah, okay.
Alright, Colors, you're gonna be Mr. Cook.
It's me, Mr. Crook. Rihei. Yeah, it's a hidden gem of the internet. It kills that Johnny Castaway thing my uncle thinks is good. This is better, because the people are like real people you're watching. And you never know what's gonna happen next. I've seen dancing and squirming, baffling games like they play with objects, and awkward intimacy that looks like hugging sometimes, and other times looks pornographic, frankly.
What's up with this guy?
What's up with this
Why
guy?
is he like this?
Yeah, Bustard, Popcorn V.
Bustard, Rihei. Mr. Crook wrote what was happening already.
Oh, you don't have to
Agreed.
read it. Yeah.
Ma Girl wrote what happened already. Holland just put her face inside a tree. Yes, my avatar is trash cans. What of it?
So true. Alright,
Isn't this concerning? Hi, I'm back.
Hello.
That's also very real time.
We have an ad break in 30 seconds, so I'm trying to figure what to do. I already snoozed it once.
Also,
We
it's
got
so
one, yeah,
quickly.
great.
Yeah, it turns out snooze is in fact just a snooze. I will
Damn.
snooze
12,
again.
11.
It's snoozed again for 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Phew!
Alright.
But yeah, Slam, you missed
Let's
we
keep
set up the
looking.
island. Look. There they are.
Wow.
They got burgers.
You know what it's
The
reminding
guys
me
are
of?
vibing.
What's good?
Yeah.
Do you know those old PC Lego games? Like the Lego
Yes!
Island?
Yeah, Lego Island.
Oh my god, yes.
No,
God, I
absolutely.
used to
They're
play
very
so
Lego
much of
shaped.
those.
Yeah. Oh, so it can zoom in on scenes. It's so interesting.
Tweaking on the floor with a burger.
Alright, Slam, we also decided for form post, we
Mhm.
would do like a rotation of me, Colors V, then you. And
Alright,
it is
sick.
your turn if you are good to do 12 PTs post.
All right. Do I have to say like the replying to?
No, you don't have to
Nuh-uh.
do Rihei.
All right, sick. I was about to say. All right. I think it's great,
Rihei.
but it's buggy and just weird. Our roommate keeps talking about how he could do it better. I'd like to see him try. He couldn't even program the turret in our tank game last semester. What an idiot!
Homer says,
What an idiot.
Mama hates TV, but she tells me to put on the virtual people. I put 3D workers on the projector, and she squints quietly in her recliner for hours. Peace for me.
Singer says, I like to keep it running in active what the hell? I like to keep it running on an alcove of my house and check up on it as I'm passing through. It's good for that. It can surprise you sometimes. The other day I said Joe could take a remote controller helicopter out of the house and fly it around. I've never seen that before. Can't actually sing. Designer and webmaster for Treaty Whisker Discovery pages.
So Singer was mentioned.
Oh, it's an administrator.
Yeah, Singer was mentioned on the admin page along with Pat. So Colors, would you like to keep the role of Singer?
Yeah, sure, I can become Singer.
Yeah.
Take them and run with it.
All right, Popcorn v. Earl Egger.
Earl Egger says, I keep hearing stories about this thing, but so far, it's boring. I don't get it. I want to know what you guys are doing because I'm just starting up the program and watching it and nothing is happening. The people are standing around, sitting around, looking around, walking around. They don't have faces, so I don't know what they're feeling or thinking. I don't know. What's going on here, guys?
P.
What is happening?
Lawler. Slam, do you want to be
Ooh, it's
P.
P. Lawler
Lawler?
I was about to say, is P. Lawler popped up before or not?
Nah, I don't think so.
No, she hasn't
No.
popped up yet.
It
Oh,
is her
perfect.
debut.
But she's gonna pop up later.
Yeah.
Um,
This is the admin.
Mhm.
all right. Should I do the little Earl
Nah.
Egger wrote?
Nah, I think you're good.
All right, sick. Which characters are you talking about? You know, some people have worked hard enough in their lives and deserve a rest already. No, but seriously, what do you mean? I see I see plenty of activity on the island. I do feel a twinge of annoyance when I see a character like Amber sitting around. I want to tell her, "Hey, you're young. Do something."
Do something, hater. Oh wow, yeah, like P. Lawler has like over 300 posts. That's crazy.
Whoa,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ned Hucker. Actually, it does become entertaining over time. You just have to keep watching. I think you'll be surprised by what you see. But you do have to kind of be open to it. You have to be cool. Be cool, and things will be shown to you. Personally, I love this screensaver.
cool.
It's so fucked up.
What?
What did he mean by that?
What do you mean by
What
that?
did he say that about that? What's the yellow thing there?
It's like a
I think it's
coffee
Ochi
machine.
from Pikmin 4.
That too.
Oh, so true.
You can save Omar's life. Wait.
Okay, there's gonna be another ad.
Oh no, yeah, ad starts in
She's
50
dancing.
seconds. Okay, so let me try and get through this is a screen share website and then like we'll take a break for the ad. Winner, click
Yeah.
here. Shapes. Many different kinds of colorful
Click
3D
here.
shapes appear one after the other, such as cubes, spheres, cylinders, cones, and rings. The shapes rotate and trace paths around the screen. Requires DirectX 5 or greater. 3D Cave 2. Description. This program goes above and beyond its predecessor by generating its mysterious caves on the fly. 3D Caves 2 has you exploring an infinite realistic cave world and occasionally discovering surprising secrets and treasures. Real and spooky sound effects will make you wonder what's around the next corner. Keep watching for long enough to discover every treasure. What will you find? What will...
Hey, Maddie, I
Happen in this
don't know
Just
if
in
you
time for the
realize,
ad.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize, but like you're a winner. You know,
You're a
you can
winner.
click there.
It's
Like
true.
you can click there because you're a winner.
Because we're a winner. A winner is you.
Like you can click there.
I could click there.
It's true.
You know, like I hadn't really
You could click
considered that, like,
there.
I could in fact click there.
Because you're a winner.
Because I am in fact a winner. I pulled
I don't know,
up the
Maddie. I think
screen.
if you're not like a,
Oh, it's good.
I don't know, Maddie. I think if you're not gonna click on it, I think that makes you not a winner. You know, something that some
Yikes.
people might call it like a loser.
What the fuck? What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
harsh language. We
It's
just want to
not
bring
called
into
3D
this.
Loser Island.
This is true.
Okay,
It
well,
is
it's
that.
not called Treaty Winners Island either, huh?
Is
But,
a
like,
worker in
listen.
You
between?
gotta work for it, honestly.
Yeah, like a worker is a neoural term. A worker is a neutral term.
Yeah. It's
Er,
just
I
being
don't
a
watch
worker.
loser streams. Whoa.
Ooh.
Lily's
Ah.
being brutal. Lily's wailing on
Taken
me.
out violently.
Okay, but it says that like I guess I truly do not know the ins and outs of Stream yet because it's saying that the ad break's in progress and it'll be over in a little over a minute. But like,
Oh,
Ad break
I can
ends
see
in.
the
Oh, that's so
thing
weird.
now.
what's good?
Yeah, because it's like the ad break thing and ad break in progress also showed up to me, and it is also like a minute.
Yeah, because I think
Well, it's 50 seconds now.
you're a moderator, so like
That's true.
You do
I
get to
know
see
things.
that. You know things.
It's
I'm
just
sub,
really
so I
weird that
also
there
know
was such a huge delay in between when it showed up that it was going to happen and when it actually happened.
Yeah. And yeah, Slam is subbed because he hates me, because he loves to hate me.
Now, while this was true,
Yeah.
It's only the only one watching an ad is B.
Do you see an
It's,
ad?
Well, the ad finished a little while ago. We're actually good now.
Lol?
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, maybe it's
I
I don't
didn't
know,
want to
should we-
interrupt to be like, hey guys, we are actually back.
maybe it's like a different amount. Maybe it's like different ads for different people, which is very like
Yeah.
dubious.
It's
they
like
chose
super
to-
weird because like
chose
ads
to
are also
advertise
like
to
very
less.
per region.
Yeah. Maybe they're just like, we
Pretty
cannot
fucked up.
advertise.
Okay,
too
well, it
much.
ended.
Yep. Ad break ended.
Thankfully,
Everyone
it's
knows
over.
that. Sorry about that, Phillies and gentle colts. We gotta make that AdSense money.
Oh, 1 second, my family.
True. This requires a graphics accelerator with OpenGL support. Downloaded. Download 7ing. Operating systems, Windows. 3D Workers Island. An island with people walking around on it.
Short and sweet.
it's
It's
true.
true.
It's fact.
They're putting that girl to work. They're making
She's that's the young
Don't
one,
go
right?
over
yeah,
the
Amber's
flowers
tiny,
with it.
and she mowed over the flowers.
She's bad at her job.
It's true. Be kind. She's only 8 years old. Over you. What is this strange screensaver you've stumbled upon? The only way to really understand 3D Whisker is to try it. It works best without words, but I'll give you my best overview. When you start 3D Workers Island, it will display its 6 characters in a very helpful character card that will give you a name for each one. Afterwards, you will be placed in front of an island, and you will mostly remain on that island until you decide to stop the program. The characters are powered by a kind of AI technology that the author refers to as worker stimulation. It is clear from simple observation that the tech should not be taken lightly, but just how advanced this AI is seems to be an ambiguous and controversial question in the community. It is very much a matter of intuition at this point. At the very least, it is good enough to capture the imaginations of many. Whatever is happening under the hood, it is taxing to any PC. The program seems to be fluid in this way. It will use whatever resources are provided to it, but can make do with just about any system that is capable of displaying 3D graphics. Impressive or not as technology, you will find that this is a program with broad and infinite possibilities. Since retiring last November, I've been keeping 3D Whisker running on the desk in my study, in my bedroom, my living room, my kitchen, and my basement, all running around the clock as I do my household tasks and live my life. What I see on each of these PCs throughout the day is still continuously fresh and novel to me. It makes my home into a very pleasant little world. You will notice that the island is quiet. 3D Whisker does not display audio. Unlike what you may find in the Afterdock products and similar entertainment-based programs, but very much in line with the default package of screensavers in the Windows operating system such as 3D Maze and Mystify Your Mind. The significance of the silence is considerable. It allows for the island to disappear. Despite its heft, it's also light. There's a sense of ghostly transience that none of it is really happening. It can all vanish with the flick of a mouse. Thanks for that, Pat PL Lawler.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know why her just walking away made me sad.
I thought 3D Island was supposed to be silly.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to piece together what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think it was
I
me.
return.
Hello. I think we'll just restart the order, but I'm pretty sure it was me. But I will be Frank Arthur.
It was you.
Oh,
Model
that
of the
Frank.
island. This is for my son's project for the first grade, which took second place in the contest. I'm proud of him. Okay, I'll admit, he mostly played Pajama Sam while Mom and I built the island, but he did the written part of the assignment himself. Anyway, here's the photos.
TPO says, "That's adorable."
It's true. Bustard.
Bustard says, glad your son's school is teaching him about islands.
Chris says, the living room is disgusting.
Scrap.
Crap.
Oh, hey, Slam, you're double.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, doubles.
Wait, but first, Maddie, you must lol.
No, you're P. Lawler.
Oh, did
But
you say
he's
No, no,
not
no.
cool.
Oh my god, you're right. I'm so foolish. I'm cool, lol. I thought you were saying
lol.
I have to lol because of P. Lawler, and I'm like,
You know, I can see the
untrue.
confusion. I see
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
wires crossed.
It's true.
You thought the
Speaking
bit
of
went too
which-
far.
Yeah.
P. Lawler says, you did a good job with the island. I have some advice. You should not do your son's work for him. Do not let him get used to the idea that you will do his assignments. Take it from a fellow parent. Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Thanks, appreciated. But they were expecting parents to help on this one. You should see what the other kids brought in. Anyway, he did the written part, as I said.
Buddy says, "My son doesn't like 3D Workers Island one bit. It scares him, and he makes me turn it off."
Johnson says, kids are afraid of everything. My wife and I rented a tape of The Page Master to watch with her niece, and unfortunately we got to the moment where McCloud fuckins in the library and gets overtaken and drowned in the rivers of pain, and suddenly the tape went nuts and became unreadable. Her niece started screaming. Now she's afraid of getting drowned in pain and turned into a cartoon. I don't blame the people who made that movie for making a terrified Macaulay Culkin character get drowned in pain. But some kids really do think it's possible to get swallowed up into cartoon prison where they can't escape. And hell, if I believed that, I'd be afraid too.
I did not know that's how you spelled Macaulay.
Macaulay Culkin? There we
It's
go.
Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone kid. I genuinely did
That's
not-
crazy.
Oh, perfect.
I have never seen that spelled out before. Also, the sound alert.
Oh, for the trap display?
I don't think it did. I'm so devastated. Lily waited
What the hell?
bided their time to use their puppy bear bucks. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm sorry for this.
More check about. Can I do that?
I don't hear
Would
him.
it play through a soundboard?
Did it play?
I don't hear it. That's so weird. I have the alert box on the screen. We do have it in the server soundboard.
Maybe
so
something happened to like the audio.
Let me play it for,
Oh,
for
yeah.
the folks at home.
Why do I feel so trapped?
That was for you, Lily.
I hope the chat can hear that.
They should be able to. It's coming through my desktop audio.
Yay!
Incredible.
Eggs.
A carton of eggs! Haha, what's happening there?
What's happening there? Hey.
Oh,
Hmm.
Slim?
oh.
Well,
Oh shit,
so
it's Good Kid time.
Good Kid is a reoccurring character, so would someone else
Mm.
like to be Good Kid? Because Slam's already P. Lawler.
I can hop in.
Yeah, be Good Kid.
Good kid.
Let's go.
This happened back in October. In detention, they had me sit in the computer lab where I was ostensibly wasn't allowed to play on the computers. Well, but my computer lab teacher was in their upgrading office, and I showed him 3D workers and I explained it to him. I swear he was like enchanted by it. He wanted to install it on all the computers, so we installed it on all the computers together while eating donut holes. We had some problems, and I had to call my sweet angelic mommy to tell her why I was still at school, but we eventually got it working after 7 p.m. We turned off the lights and started it going on every computer in the room. It was a powerful experience. Just all these different things happening on the island all around us, on glowing screens, in the dark and silent computer lab at night. Way better than 3D pipes. It felt like this was the way that 3D Workers was meant to be experienced. I recommend putting this thing on as many screens as you possibly can.
I
Forgive
would
me, I don't know anything. I'm just a 14-year-old teenage kid. Smiley face.
Just
I
a
would like
14-year-old
to
teenage
note
kid.
the
That's
first
good.
thing I immediately noticed that was interesting. This is a banned user.
Oh,
Oh, it's over. Whoa.
huh.
Something that's interesting too, because like I made note of like, wow, P Lawler's posted like over 350 times. And all of the continuing screenshots that we see, like that number's not going up. So
No, it has to.
we
Mm.
are, I believe the framing is that like we are looking through some sort of abandoned forum as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Everything has already happened.
Everything
This
has
is the
already
archives.
happened. Yeah. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, aren't we going like? Because this is from April 2nd, and I pointed out that the
Yeah,
first
so
thing that we
we
read
started
was from like
this.
April 15th.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give a broad estimate that we are reading at least past April 1999. I wasn't paying attention to any of the other dates, but until I improve a
Yeah.
blog. Josie 22100 says, "What are you in detention for?" Elephants.
Elephants. I love them. They have little googly eyes.
They're so silly.
Good kid says, lol, dress code violations mainly. I also invented a fake skin disease called acne and started incorporating it into some of my written assignments in English and history, even when it had nothing to do with anything. Forgive me.
Forgive me. I think
I
it's
love
ver-
that sign off. I don't want to say it every single time because
Yeah.
that'll get annoying. But it's just so funny to end every little snippet with like, yeah, I invented a fake skin disease. Forgive me.
Forgive me. That's the most good kid thing of all time.
Forgive me, I don't know anything.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me about Kudakane. I probably mispronounced
Oh my god.
that.
Okay, it's pronounced Cutilacune.
Cutilacune. Cutilacune.
You say it like it's real and has a proper pronunciation.
There's just a common way in which everyone ends up pronouncing it.
Fair
Correct.
enough.
Colors is already like funneling us into like the pipeline of proper Cutilacune pronunciation.
Proper
Cutilacune. It's
Cutilacune.
easier now.
It's true.
I'm so glad you asked. Cutilacune, skin disease with 4 stages. Stage 0, redness and sensitivity. Stage 1, skin gaps, holes or gaps of various sizes exposing dermis. Stage 2, skin islands, widespread loss of epidermis, leaving only a number of skin islands of various sizes. Stage 3, recession of the islands, leading to complete loss of epidermis.
I hate how
Early-
joyful you're reading this. This is awful.
Good
There's a
kid
little
would
too
be.
much
Guys,
joy and
gross.
a little too much joy and
love
whimsy in this message.
Skin diseases. I love this skin disease that I made. I'm 14 years old and don't understand the consequences of my action.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fair. I forgive you, in
him.
fact.
He is just a teenage kid.
Me. Early stages can be treated and reversed, but stage 3 is irreversible. Stages 1, 2, and 3 are consistently rated 10 on the 1 to 10 pain scale. Screaming,
Oh my God.
yelling, and despair. Forgive me.
Forgive me. I love the skin disease. Yeah, see, Lily gets it. Lily gets it.
That's true, it's true.
Good kid was perfect.
What do you got there, Amber? Aw,
Going
Holland
on?
falling down like a fuck up. Favorite character? Who's your favorite
Constantly doing
character?
Weird tall guy says, Amber.
Weird tall guy.
So true.
Cheer says, no question, Amber.
Reality Priest says, Amber's the answer.
Reality Priest, Rant Secrets and movie reviews.
That is the realest man.
Solid.
I know. I've seen this man. I've seen this man.
This man exists on
He
every
exists.
forum that's ever been.
It's so
True.
true. Sax player. If I had to choose a favorite, tough one. Just kidding. It's Amber. Fuck everyone else.
Ned Hucker says, I'm offended that the question is even being posed, but I understand. You don't know any better. You're better off this way.
You're better off this way. Who did Reality Priest?
Vita, I believe.
Reality Priest
Reality
says,
Priest.
I know we're not supposed to talk about those topics on here, but we can at least be honest when it comes to questions like this. I'm not going to pretend my favorite character is Holland or Grace or somebody else just so things can stay clean on this forum.
Original poster says,
Interesting.
can somebody fill me in on the joke here? What's wrong with the other characters?
E. Lawler says, Amber would be a good choice, and may have been mine, but I am sometimes put off by her lazy tendencies. Naturally, I would choose Pat, since by coincidence, we share a name, and I believe the 2 children are hers. Another coincidence, as I also have 2 daughters. However, I cannot help but feel attracted to Rebecca, with her eye-catching red hair and her shoes. It is a difficult question.
I'm cool. Amber, motherfucker.
True!
Amber, motherfucker.
Alright, we have an ad break in 15, so...
Okay, great. I have
we'll
to
just
That's
chill
break time.
here real quickly.
give me a second,
Tries.
really quick.
Loudly eats my fries into the mic.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got fries on your pizza? Oh no, Slam got pizza. Explode,
Anyway.
Explode.
Whoa!
For context of this,
Yeah, let's go.
Lily would watch me play Lethal Company, and they would see when I get like laziest employee, and they'd never have let me live it down, and I'm going to explode them with my mind.
What the heck?
Oh my god, oh my god!
So sick and twisted.
They do the same to Amber every day.
It's true, yeah, this
That's
is just
true.
what it's like being Amber. Chat, why are they so mean to her?
Has the
just
scene
so
of
young.
Pat, like, intersecting with, like, I think Rebecca is? Has that scene played yet?
Yeah, that just happened, and I'm very concerned about it. There's something very strange to me about Pat being like, wow, what a coincidence. My name is also Pat. And then also being like, what a coincidence.
Wow,
Well,
what a coincidence.
Pat is playing. But
Yeah, I can see it now.
I also have 2 daughters, so it's like you
I
know.
also have 2 daughters. But also, I think Rebecca is hot. And it's like, what? Are you basing these off of
It is
people
very
in your
interesting
real
that
life?
he specifically did say attracted.
Yeah.
Attractive.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, like Pat does wear a skirt, so I assume it is a woman. So like, shout out to lesbian.
No, yeah,
Weird
they-
mom.
They I believe they specifically said like Pat was female in the last post.
Okay, word,
I believe Pat referred to herself as a mother. So
yes, true.
Yeah, it's just like evil, abusive lesbians.
Yeah,
You know,
Fucked up
as
evil,
you do.
abusive lesbians.
this is what people say when they want like messy, toxic Yuri.
You're right.
Being weirdly
this
dismissive
concerning?
of one of the kids.
When they say they want
No,
fucked
kind of-
up abusive lesbians, they want 3D Workers Island,
want
where you
3D
create
Workers
a
Island.
3D simulation of the fucked up abusive lesbians.
No, exactly. Exactly. Alright, we'll be getting back in 7 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
So close, Fred.
Oh,
Carly.
I guess mine
so
was-
close.
I guess mine was on the line. F.
Break ended. Your community is back. Hello. We saved a seat for
They-
you right next to the 3D Workers Island. Let's get a bit
The
closer.
5th Tulpa is back.
Nope, never mind. The 5th Tulpa's back. This is as close as you get.
She just wait. Did she just kick her?
I can go back. No.
I don't know.
She's like
No,
bending
okay, she's-
over.
No, I thought like Amber literally walked up and just kicked her.
Yeah. I did not notice Grace is in the corner over there.
Just standing.
Yeah, Grace is in the corner again.
Hi,
She
Sketch.
kind of does it a lot.
You're just in time for
Oh.
3D Workers.
Hi,
Island.
Sketch.
Okay,
We're
so
treating
yeah,
working the island.
Holland's running off when Amber tries to get up next to her. Interesting. No, she sit down. No.
And Holland run back inside. Maybe Amber did punch Holland.
Maybe. Or maybe
Because
Holland's
Holland
just like,
runs back inside immediately.
or maybe Holland's just like, I don't want to play games with you anymore.
Don't call me.
Don't
come
call
to my
me.
Talk to me.
Colors, can you
through.
do the honor of doing Computer Philosophy 1 Windows?
Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
I drink my water. Okay.
it happens to the best of
Computer
us.
Philosophy 1. Windows. There are windows everywhere. Anyone could be looking in at you. That's part of what makes them scary. But windows are even scarier when you're the one who's looking in them. Because when you never know what you'll see in them. Because of when. Oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah. The writing here is weird.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
It's cracked.
Remember the enthusiasm in market for windowed into reality in 1996 as the Nintendo 64 broke once Lord Project Reality? Of course, the TV screen is really a window into fiction and not reality. The only real window of reality is the one we looked into as baby and still cannot turn from. What called the common story theme of falling into asphalt imagery, we bring the inside into the outside, and the outside is the place we are stuck looking. This is the only meaning of I'm trapped in the TV, when we find out that reality is the thing we look into. But what does that mean where we are? What happens when something bad you find responsible for is there, and you do nothing to stop it because it looks through a window and is not real? I'm trapped in here, and I may never return home. What do we mean?
Oh, you know.
What did we mean?
What did they
What
mean?
do we mean?
What did we in fact mean by that?
I am sorry for giving you a weird, difficult piece of writing, honestly.
It's okay,
I
Val.
did not realize just how obtuse and strict. Like, I remember I was like, oh, it's kind of like worded funny.
It wasn't that bad to read through. After the first fumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I guess we could talk about it later, but it's a gimmick the author uses sometimes.
Yeah. Tony loves cranked writing.
Gotta love it.
Evil
that's
crank
right.
writing.
Get my hands on them.
We got
Okay,
we got screen.
let's go.
We got
Mm.
3D. We got 2D image, 3D image,
Oh,
3D
yeah.
image outside of the computer. Island.
Interesting.
Oh.
It's island time.
Mr. Toothpaste instant message.
It's Miss Toothpaste.
Oh, my apologies, Queen.
I think Sam should be Edward.
I was gonna say, I'll take Edward.
Miss Toothpaste. Yeah.
Yay.
Wow, tell me more about that.
Who was Mr.
So I was with my
Oh, sorry.
cousin last week for Thanksgiving. Since last year, they live like 3 hours drive away. It got late, and he took me down a dark trail and scared the piss out of me talking about ghosts and murderers. In a quiet moment, I thought I might change the subject, so I started talking about 3D Workers Place apropos of nothing. Turns out he knew about it, which caught me off guard.
Wow.
Oh. I love that little face.
Oh. It got late, and he took me down a dark trail.
Oh no, it's at the.
And he carried on with the exact same tone as when he was talking about torture killers a moment earlier, but now talking about 3D workers. As if telling me about a conspiracy or something, he went on about the girl in the pink shirt and gave me this long list of ominous things to pay attention to in the screensaver.
I would like to note something really quick.
Yeah, what's good?
Mhm.
It's very interesting because compared to the previous ones with all the forums, where it was very clearly, like it was very clearly this is taking place in the past. If you'll
Yeah.
notice the scroll wheel, it's constantly at the bottom. So this has to be like this has to be an
yeah.
ongoing conversation.
Yeah, this is actually
Ooh.
happening.
Yeah.
So
we
your
are-
character would be
we-
one of these two.
We're Edward
Most
sucks.
yeah,
0
'cause
because
it
We
says
are
Miss-
Edward Sucks.
Who is Edward?
why
And
does he suck?
And why does Miss Toothpaste have a warning level?
What does that mean?
Ooh.
Old
Why do people
old
use speech to
netheads sound off. What does that mean?
Huh.
It's 0%, so that's good, right?
I'm glad
Ew.
Miss Toothpaste is a friendly ally.
Guileless, unlike good kid.
Yeah, unlike that fuck good kid. But speaking of, Edward, you have a line.
Oh, I thought V didn't read the second
Yeah, you
one.
already said
Oh,
it.
oh, so he's one of Amber's shitheads. Those people basically took down that old Discovery Pages website a couple years ago. Really good thing.
Toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I might be cutting out. This
Oh
might be a
no,
me problem.
that's so fair. No, I think you're good. It was
Oh, at least
probably
we can hear
just-
you now.
Yeah, I think it was probably just the Discord decided, you know what? I don't want to pick up that one word response.
Definitely cutting out. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Oh,
Oh no, she's disappeared into the night.
Mrs.
Miss
Toothpaste!
Toothpaste. Miss Toothpaste, you're
hello.
back. Oh, thank you.
Toothpaste
Lily.
return.
Just in
I'm so sorry.
perfect timing.
Mhm.
Lily, thank you for the follow, and the follow notification works, and it is the Beatrice cackle from Umineko, which happened right as you came back, V. So ideal.
Perfect. Perfect timing.
Pure serendipity.
Divine timing, as it were. Yeah? Anyway, when we got back, we watched 3D Workers together until 2 a.m. on the slowest, crappiest computer in the world. We watched until suddenly the computer froze completely. But he told me it wasn't really frozen, that actually 3D Workers does that on purpose in order to hide things that are happening. I don't know. He was making things up on the spot. But I think they still meant something to him.
Buddy. Okay, so I almost don't want to ask this at all, but I keep hearing certain implications about the screensaver that I don't want to repeat here, but you probably all know what I'm talking about. I think maybe it's supposed to be a joke, but if so, I don't find it funny at all. Can somebody give me more info on this?
Sax player says, "Turn back now! Don't go any further."
Reality priest. Stop sign.
Stop. Stop PNG.
Also, dates wise, it seems like this takes place 4 days after that initial
Oh.
one that we read.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scratch.
yeah.
Also, Ned Hooker says, listen, for your own peace of mind, stop this line of inquiry right now and do something else. Don't become another one of us freaks.
Us freaks.
Seriously, I wish I could go back to enjoying this screensaver normally. I want to be a normal person again. Please, God, let me forget, says Reality Priest. What is going on with this dude?
Ned Hooker
That
says,
hooker again.
there are links that can be provided if you really want them. I can send them to your email. Just let me know.
I'm no coward.
Okay.
Here's the link. Peel all or no.
Stop.
Link removed. Go ahead. Enjoy.
Link remover blaster.
Mhm.
Ned Hooker says, yeah, that's not going to last very long. Which is actually interesting because that means he's been
People
doing
again.
it.
Yeah. Wait,
Like
how?
he's been removing those links.
Yeah. I just went back to look at like the amount of posts that like Ned and Cheer have had, and they're nowhere near. Yeah, Reality Priest is like 100, and I think he's the one who's had the most posts besides from P. Lawler.
Yeah, besides P. Lawler.
And I'm sure Singer as an admin also probably had a high post count. I just didn't think to look at it, but it's just
We haven't
interesting.
seen Singer in a while, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't seen
Singer,
Singer in a while.
Singer's off enjoying their life.
Mhm.
Their actual
Meanwhile-
real life.
Yeah, meanwhile, P.
Singer's
Lawler's
goodbye.
kicking it here. What's Joe doing?
Why
on
is the
that
chair on the fucking ocean?
Speaking of kicking it, oh my god.
Whoa! Happens to the best of
Well.
us.
Ooh, new
Redacted
thing.
website.
Well, I'll take this one. if you
All
want.
right. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. The floor is yours.
The windows of my living room covered the walls with wide views of my front and backyards, filled the room with light during the day and an air of vulnerability during the night. My brother crashes here. He sleeps on the couch against the back windows. Sometimes we sit together, looking out those windows, and tell stories about the house beyond my backyard. A man lives in a house with 2 sons. The curtains are closed, and we imagine our own childhood replaying itself behind them. It's just a stupid game, really. Making up stories about the neighbor. I think of it as a way to bond over past experiences. Somehow we get emotional about it anyway, but not emotional enough to do anything, because of course it's a stupid game. There's no point in worrying about those children based on feelings and intuition alone. Still, we both find that our dreams become more vivid with time. Lately, we've grown exhausted of the game, but recently I downloaded 3D Workers Island. It plays on a PC in the corner of my living room. You should check out this program. It's a screensaver, which means it only starts when you aren't using your computer. But when it starts, you're on an island. There are people around, but they don't do much. Not when they're outside, anyway. Naturally, you wonder what they might be doing inside the windowless red house in the background. That's when things start to go wrong, when you start wondering that. Now, we begin another game. As in life, concern begets more concern. Reality is always worse than you think it is. No matter how much you learn, it's always worse. And the only escape is to stop asking, to stop digging, stop learning. This is your chance to stop.
Ooh, more links.
The preferred resource for all things 3D Workers Island is called 3D Whisker Discovery Pages. Created and maintained by Pat Lawler. It covers everything a reasonable person would want to know. You should browse her website first if you haven't already, because it's quite good. But Pat Lawler doesn't see what we see, or chooses not to. I've created a different kind of resource. Here. I take your signings and I display them for the benefit of others. Together, we play this game the way it's meant to be played. Welcome to my website, Inside 3D Whisker. Beyond here are themes of violent abuse and torture. Continue if you can handle that.
We're back to screensaver.
What you doing, Joe? Yeah,
Oh, there it goes.
We're always looking.
Violence and abuse, you said?
violence and abuse, they say.
That's what they said.
P. Lawler says,
Back to P. Lawler.
I removed your link because it breaks the following rule. Rule number 5. Do not post links to the website. You know the one. It is nothing more than a collection of perverted creative writing prompts. I would not be so usually strict about something like this, but clearly there are way too many here who cannot stay reasonable and sane while discussing the content of this particular website. So, I must make the hard decision of banning it. You can guess what I think about this topic, but let me try to explain the phenomenon. Let me try to explain the phenomenon occurring here. The fact is, many internet users are children and young adults, and children like to play games. What this means is you will occasionally find yourself unknowingly pulled into the games played by children. On the website, you will primarily find stories told by kids to scare other kids. You will also find so-called analysis of these stories that treat them as true to fact, to give them legitimacy. But there's no evidence to be found here. I hope I've cleared up for things. I hope I've cleared things up for you, buddy.
Buddy.
Shut up, Pat. Anyway, more links. Numbers.aol.com/John Sorroway. Good info about John Sorroway. Geocities.com. Welcome to my world. Stories of reality. Oh, hey, Singer. Oh,
Singer. Administrator. Oh yeah, 118 posts. I think
they're around
Reality Priest actually has more.
Maybe, yeah. Singer is
Because Reality Priest has 121.
yeah.
I
Singer's
think.
just living their life.
It's true. Thank you, P. Lawler. Well said. Those violent stories are cheesy and over the top. Blood and guts. Believe me, I've been watching this program for so long, I would have seen such things by now. Can't actually sing.
Cheer. If the screensaver won't open up to you, maybe you need to look within yourself to find the problem.
Literally, what does this mean?
Yes. Cheer, what do you mean by that? Sax player.
You'd love to think it's just bloody, screaming children. Long before I began seeing the violent shit, I saw the way Amber was treated by the other Islanders. I saw her tiredness, I saw her subtle messages, but you just point at the bleeding children and laugh. Alright then.
HTML maniac. Why is it always Amber who gets abused and killed in these made-up scenarios? Don't get why this community has an obsession with torturing her specifically. You're all freaks and sociopaths is my best guess. HTML maniac. Tutorials for idiots.
So true, HTML maniac.
P. Lawler says, maybe I should create my own section for dealing with 3D Whisker hoaxes. Snopes.com has a good system for these. I would give every single one of these stories the red sphere of falseness. False, false, false.
I think it's interesting. We've seen like Amber dumping red spheres into water, and I'm just like, red sphere like false snow.
That's a good point.
What did they mean by this?
False snow.
I've been wondering what those red circles were. I was like, apple?
Yeah.
Apple? Who was Soul Point?
There's like one
that.
more snippet.
Oh yeah, P. Lawler.
Lawler. Yeah. No, I only just now noticed it.
Why is it always Amber? Well, why is it always Amber that gets abused in these and killed in these made-up scenarios? Good question. People have a strange amount of concern for Amber. It's a mystery to me.
12 point. Jesus fucking Christ, that website. Screenshots and pictures on there are insane. Some of them are obviously straight out of Photoshop. Others I don't know. They're all low quality JPEGs for what it's worth. Makes it easy to hide flaws. Hi, Holland.
True. Holland is running into the wall.
So true, Holland.
As one does.
Yeah.
That's
No,
just
I
what
did this as a
Monday's
kid,
like.
too. When I was a long-haired blonde child. Inside 3D Whisker.
Popcorn Slam.
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess this is still me.
That's still you.
Yeah.
That's true. It's your turn.
Popcorn Slam.
So sorry.
What's up?
So sorry to interrupt here. I did realize, I was like, okay, so Maddie's the voice of the main website, and Slam is the voice of the evil horror website.
Evil.
But Slam is also the voice of P. Lawler. Do we want to keep that being true?
That's really funny.
Oh, good
I
question.
mean, V,
V.
you have yet to
V.
oh, thank you, Pup Knight. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have yet to read a page yet.
I could be the evil wiki if
Yeah.
Slam wants to be
The
P.
evil
Lawler.
wiki.
Yeah,
Sure, go nuts.
be fandomwiki.com.
All right, let me put on my
Go on,
evil
V.
voice.
Expose my evilness.
It's true.
Yes, I'm ready to
Ooh.
expose Slam on the internet.
I will
Inside
say
3D Whisker. Mhm.
we do have 30 seconds before an ad break, and I'm just like looking
Wow.
at the amount, and I'm just like, damn it, we don't have
Damn it.
time. We can't.
We don't
keep
Yeah,
have
this
I
time
guess
to get
we'll
inside
break here
3D
before
Whisker.
the
We have
website.
to wait for the
Ads.
ad.
It's
Want to break from the ad?
Pop
Wanna break
Night.
from the ads.
Popnut says,
If you
Hope
subscribe to
Knight
at
says,
least
I'm a proud
one,
Amber defender on the front lines.
it's true. Thank you, High Knight. I'm glad we have an Amber defender in chat. Because Lily
You're a
hates
knight
that
and everything.
kid. Lily
Sick
hates
and
that
twisted.
kid.
Why do people hate Amber?
That 8-year-old lazy baby. Laziest yet.
Laziest!
My favorite lazy 8-year-old. I can't say that. I suddenly feel immense guilt.
No, I was like,
I
it
was-
just feels bad to be like, this child is lazy.
Yeah. What is that one Gravity Falls image where it's like, I wish me and my brother could stay together forever. Christ, you are extremely selfish. Die. I am 12 years old.
Oh, there's so many versions of that. I love those.
So good.
They're so good. Yeah, that's Amber.
Yeah, that's just Pat with Amber.
Amber and Mabel Pines have both committed the grievous sin of being a like young girl.
It's true. No, Knight has a good
Being
point.
a
Why does Pat
child.
call her lazy? She was mowing the lawn.
This
She
is
was
true.
mowing lawn.
But Maddie, I have a question for you.
Yeah, it's good.
How do you think Lou Bega feels about Amber?
I think he would be her number one hater. I think he would do a diss track of how she is
We have to
incredibly
give context to that.
annoying.
We have to give context to that.
Absolutely.
We can't. Hold on.
Leave it as is. It was behind the ad break. No one needs
Yeah.
context.
Oh, that's true. Well, you two should get context.
I can pull up the
It's
video
Lou
so
Bega.
people, the good people in chat can see it during the ad break.
Oh,
Yeah,
On the Kids
God.
WB Snow Jam.
Shelly is a student who tells on everybody.
for context,
She hangs out with the
the
teacher, wants to
encourage,
be a study
texted
buddy.
Maddie in
She
the
uses
middle of
words
the
like
day,
oodles, okie dokie,
and I was
silly
just like,
willy, and she's
hey,
always in detention,
wait, pause
even
it,
though
pause
she
it.
isn't guilty. She's the teacher's
Oh, wait, that's
Pat,
right, it's just
teacher's
like
Pat, teacher's
Oh.
Pat, teacher's Pat.
I texted Maddie, and I was
She
just
is
like,
the most annoying
question.
girl in the
What?
world. The
Why
most
is Lou Bega
annoying
bullying
girl.
this little girl?
She is the most
And I sent
annoying
the
girl
video in
in
our
the
chat.
world.
Please
The
watch
most
this video.
annoying
What is
girl.
his
She's the teacher's
problem?
Pat.
Why did he say this about her?
Who, me?
Stay tuned for more of the Kids
Would
WB
you like
Snow
his-
Jam. But
so
first,
much.
His eyes lit up with glee upon being like, she's so annoying.
What is his problem?
What is this guy's damage? I
The
did.
fury and hatred is real.
Yeah. I did get to treat chat to that, and we are back. Hello, Fifth Tulpa.
All right. Inside 3D Whisker. Welcome to Inside 3D Whisker. Here you'll find the content missing from P. Lawler's 3D Whisker Windows discovery page. Her website should be your source of general information about the screensaver, but come back here when you're done. Pick a category on the left and browse our collection of user-submitted sightings. Download 3D Whisker and let us know what you find by submitting a sighting. Thanks for visiting and telling us your stories. Recent updates. April 25th, 1999. I'm receiving so many
April
emails
25th
about this
again.
Sam Ferrara business
Oh,
that there's
true.
not much contention about the screenshot of Amber's rare black shirt is real. There's a lot of disagreement about whether the picture on her shirt is really of Sam Ferraro, since it doesn't exactly match any of the known publicly released photos of him. I've expanded the section to include some of your comments. On the subject of photos, I've removed a user-submitted photo from the PGR pin at the request of its original owner.
Huh.
Just to read out these categories, because
Yeah.
what? It's hidden messages, photographs, screams, whispers, glitches, oddities, real life, and just for fun.
Real life.
That is the most, like, true to form, like, no, I've been on this website before.
I've been here before.
I've been here before. I've clicked on just for fun. Alright.
April 24th, 1999. Added a link to Grace's Guild. Great quote. Lucky for that girl, her story became an urban legend. Most people don't believe it really happened. even if they are fascinated anyway. A perfect disappearing act, the real transforming into fiction. Now she lives her disgraceful retirement in the remote world of a cartoon, but reality will haunt her conscience forever. Added some more user submissions to worker degeneration. Jesus.
Grease is guilt. Grease is the
Grease is
character
guilt.
that's usually sitting in the distance, not facing the camera.
Yeah, she was the one who was like Blair Witching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Wait.
What's good?
One thing I wanted to point out is that there's a section for whispers, but the game doesn't have any audio.
Oh,
Huh.
there's also a section for screams, but the
Yeah,
doesn't have any audio.
The game doesn't have any audio.
Huh.
Chat, what did they mean
Interesting.
by this?
What did they mean by this?
We just don't know.
We just don't know.
April 23rd, 1999. Added an avalanche of screenshots to Strange Faces. I can't believe people are walking to the bathroom at night and seeing these things. Making this website has convinced me never to run 3D Whisker after bedtime. Thank you, P. Lawler. No sounds, no faces. Wrong on both counts. What was that?
Wait,
What did you just flash on the screen?
What just happened there?
I did not mean to do that. I actually creepypasta jump scaring my co-host.
Here's the thing. I was like, that's not a scary face. That's an anime girl.
Sudden Wendy Williams voice. What was that?
Okay.
Maddie,
I do want to add real quickly. The mention of bedtime makes me feel like this is a very young person.
Straight up,
I
like
don't
the people posting here
think
seem
so.
to be children.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think necessarily, because I think a parent could also say that. Just because they're used to talking to a child, for example.
I
Um,
don't know. Like
Who's to say, really? Because it does make sense for an adult to be like, have bedtime in their vocabulary because they have kids.
yeah,
Um,
but I would say to that,
mhm.
like, since this is a story where
yeah.
everything is like very deliberate wording, and we have yet to see anything on this website and what we have read so far of them saying anything about like I am a parent. That's why I see where you're coming from, but like
Okay.
with the
well, to be fair,
I have another objection to the idea that the writer is a child.
what's good?
In the introductory page, they talk about like the POV of this person that is the author of the website.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
talks
and
about like
they're playing the
their
game. with their kid.
brother comes home to crash in their place or like at the house that they're in. And like if this is a child, it's like, is this not your house? Why is your brother not living here? So like my recent thought was like, this is an adult that lives here, and sometimes their brother who might not have the same like place to live in, or like comes to crash at their place.
Yeah, because not only that, but also consider how they were talking about like the actual things they were doing. They kept saying like, stupid games for kids and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
calling it.
Yeah,
That's a fair
they were talking
like-
about their childhood.
That's a fair
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Scratches your chins.
Uh,
Interesting.
April 21st, 1999. Falling behind on emails. This is an adult. Sorry, everybody. Pray for my brother because he's been having a hard time lately. He's in the hospital now. This is definitely an adult. Sometimes
Yeah.
you've been broken in ways that don't hit you until decades later. I expect my turn
Yeah.
to come soon. When that day comes, my brother will be alive to support me. For now, let's go.
What did they mean by that?
What did they mean by that? He's been having a hard
Tony, once
time.
again, genuinely hitting me with lines that I will be like stewing on for years.
Don't hit you
Well,
until
okay.
decades later. So this person's definitely an adult.
Yes, that's a very literally minutes long argument of, but they use bedtime like a baby.
But they
Next
use
post.
bedtime.
Reads
I'm reading
one line.
Yeah.
Falling behind on emails. Never mind.
Never
mind. This is
mind.
not a child.
They just talk like that, and you know what?
Honestly,
That's
Maddie,
fair.
I was right there with you. I was like, no, like the other kid I played developed like a fucked up disease that didn't exist before. This is not beyond the world of children.
Yeah, kids are loco, but
Yeah.
no kid's loco enough to talk about emails and also decades plural.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's go. Hi. Pam's enjoying the chef's lovely red hair. Whoa!
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Hey, not in front of Amber.
Oh my god, Amber's right there.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
Anyway.
Inside 3D Whisker, PJR pin. The PJR pin is one of 3D Whisker's first popular sightings. The letter PJR stands for Pat, Joe, and Rebecca, 3 characters on the island. When these 3 adults approach Amber in the following formation, facing her, it's called a PJR pin. Credit to P. Lawler for the icons.
Well, I'm glad they,
Amber's-
despite their differences, they do credit Pam for her art.
We gotta respect those royalties. Amber is in the center of the formation. The PGR pin isn't complete unless all 3 adults are close enough to prevent Amber from moving, or in other words, to pin her in place. This is a very strict and specific requirement that is not met often. Formations in this particular shape are uncommon between any 4 characters. When they do form, they're spontaneous and brief. They'll usually reorganize themselves into more stable circles, or rather, diamonds, like this.
So true.
Why is the PGR pin significant? According to the stories, it triggers the following sequence of events. All 4 characters disappear instantaneously. The world is replaced with darkness. In that darkness appears a photograph of a child in clothes that resemble Amber's pink stripes. She is sometimes injured, sometimes not. An audio clip of a young woman's scream or multiple screams play from the speakers. It's usually interpreted as Amber's voice, but sometimes as the voice of an off-camera witness. The world reappears. Pat, Joe, Rebecca, and Amber reappear at the front door of the house one by one. Amber is the last to appear. No evidence of the event remains.
I will say it's so giving off. I turned to the right and became a shadow monster, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Petskapu, when I get my hands on you.
Ooh, when I get this guy, when I get this clown, this evil clown.
Absolutely
too.
horrible, man.
Sorry, I almost fell. Down.
What happened?
It's okay.
Where are
Are you good?
I was like trying to like get on like kneel on my chair, but the chair is not meant for that, so
Ooh.
That's fair. No, I too like to wiggle
that's okay,
around.
nothing happened.
Sometimes I make a PJR pen.
Most accounts miss the first 3 steps in the sequence. It's only when they hear the screams that they start paying attention to what's happening on screen. 3D Whisker doesn't officially play audio, but many stories report sounds. They usually describe very loud or very quiet sounds, like screams or whispers, with little in between. We have a page just for whisper-related sightings, most involving Amber's pleas for help. Much pride is taken in the skill of recognizing these whispers as quickly as possible, since they often precede other events for which screenshots are desirable. No whispers precede the PGR pin, unfortunately. Photographs are also a common theme in these sightings. 3D Whisker appears to have heavy preoccupation with a real world, and in particular with real human bodies, from living and healthy to mangled or emaciated or dead. In this case, even when Amber doesn't display any physical injuries, her transformation into a human body is often interpreted as an act of violence itself. In general, any movement between fiction and reality in either direction is treated with an undertone of terror. I'm so sorry
I love
about the
that
voice
concept.
I'm using for this, by the
No, you're
way.
good. I think
No, it's
it's
good.
apt. I think it's apt.
Descriptions of the photo vary. It may be that people are seeing the same photo and remembering it differently. It's not hard to believe that a disturbing and sudden scream is shocking people into seeing or remembering injuries that aren't there. But it's also possible that 3D Whisker is displaying different photos of the same girl at varying levels of injury, perhaps dependent on the context of the simulation, as Amber's plight has been shown to progress in severity over time. Who is the girl in the picture? Until we have a legitimate screenshot, we have little to go on, and this one has proven challenging to capture. G Key.
Oh,
Jake the
good
Meadow had quite a fright. He writes, this should probably be someone else.
good kid.
Oh yeah,
Good kid.
Oh, G Key,
Jake
good
the Meadow.
kid.
Cheeky.
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
Mm.
Wait, huh?
I don't think it's actually
Jake
good
Key.
kid because they can't
Good
be
kid.
because good kid is 14 and this
Yeah.
person we have established isn't
Decades.
unless they
True.
lied on the internet.
Unless they lied on the
Unless
internet.
they lied on the internet.
Uh
I
would
can-
someone
I'm
else like
never-
to add these bits?
Yeah.
Alright, colors. You popcorn, Jake.
I'm never running it over at night again. Holy shit, it woke me the fuck up. I've never been so scared in my entire life. I was asleep, and then an ear-splitting scream. What the fuck? Pia Lawler lied to me. Her website said that there's no sound in the screen. Well, guess what? There's sound, motherfucker.
Ashley B heard it too and caught a look at something interesting. Ashley writes,
Because it was the last thing I'd ever expected to happen in 3D Whisker, I have to admit I was jolted and shaking for a good hour afterwards. I knew the discovery page was wrong about other things, but somehow this one thing I trusted, and well, my volume was turned up quite high, so it was really something else. I only got the shortest glimpse at the screen before it reverted. Where is it? Reverted. Back to the status quo. It was dark, but I saw the dim shape of a human, realistically proportioned, dressed in pink and white, like Amber. A photograph, I think. It wasn't moving.
Harold has an uglier description.
It was bad. Oh my god, lol. I can only laugh now. But I'm done with this screensaver now. For real this time. I think it was one scream repeated 3 or 4 times, or maybe it was more than one scream. And the image was a tasteless display of.
I
Oop,
don't like
I'm
sorry.
that. I don't like that.
Ha 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 ha. Whoop.
Ad break in 1
I
second.
love the computer.
Uh-oh!
A diamond from. Oh no!
Time. That's funny.
No. Ideal
right,
timing,
man.
honestly. Slash Jet.
That is actually a very funny type for ads.
I really could have spooked them if I had just waited to click next so they only got a brief glimpse of like the screen has shifted to something else.
Also, Maddie, I just want to say I love that you've picked up the verbal tick of Popcorn Jake.
Popcorn Jake, yeah.
Popcorn
I'm so
Jake.
glad you're a Nicole Rafferty enjoyer.
Oh my god. Nicole Rafferty, like, remember when I visited and I tormented you with the what's her name? The author, the horrible romance author.
Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover, yes. That's Nicole.
Yeah, no, same here. Nicole is my experience with Colleen. I think I think Colleen could write 3D's Workers Island, but it would be very different in its tone.
Yeah, the tone would change. There would be no children on the island.
No, I think like there would be, and it'd still be like a really
Oh.
harrowing display of abuse, but
Ah.
I think Colleen would in fact write the evil toxic Yuri.
Pauline would go through with it. I do actually trust her with that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good, but it would be written.
Yeah, it would be like very messy.
It would be written.
It would be written.
It would exist.
It
That's
would
kind of all that
exist.
matters.
We both
We'd be
laugh
able
at
to
Amber's
prove it.
huge red balls.
God.
Ah!
Is the ad break
I hate
over
that
yet?
so much.
We got 35
No.
seconds, so
No.
Yeah.
Anything. The crazy thing is, when I look at my screen, it does say that the ad break is already over.
I would just
That's
like
so
hate
funny.
if like it turns out that it's like no, like they're actually like people would be 30 seconds behind. I would be devastated.
Mm.
I would be so distraught. And for what?
And for what? How do
Sure.
these ad breaks work?
Very
I wouldn't be
abusive.
surprised if it's just like so crazy inconsistent that it just like gives you extra time at the beginning and at the end, sure that people don't miss it.
Yeah. All right, ad break ended. We're back. Hey,
Hello.
what are they doing there?
Hello.
Oh, Holland died.
Hmm.
That looks really similar to the. Oh,
So true.
Holland does this all the goddamn time.
We got everyone except for Pam and Amber.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're all outside just waiting.
Reality
It's getting-
priest.
Reality priest. It's getting worse and worse. The more I watch, the more I notice, the more I understand, the more bold it becomes with the things it shows me. Every time I come to some new revelation, the screensaver shows me more, but most other people don't see these things, and if I have someone in the room with me, they don't happen.
HTML maniac. Are you telling me P. Lawler, with the 10 billion hours she has watching 3D Whisker, hasn't seen any of these things?
Chris says, "Getting dangerous in here." Lol.
Good,
It's
Tim
okay.
says.
Mhm.
Pat Lawler is a criminal? I have a family who used to live down the street from her. Nobody in their right mind would trust Pat Lawler. Pat Lawler shouldn't be allowed to run a 3D Workers Island fan website. She should be in prison. Anyone who wants
Oh.
details is free to message me. I'm GoodKid85 on AIM. Forgive me.
Forgive me!
I don't know anything. I'm just 14.
I'm just a
Forgive
14-year-old kid. Yeah, so this
Just-
is like the latest date that we've seen on the forum, too.
Mm.
Yeah, April 26th. April 26th has been pretty consistent on like things happening on that day.
Yeah. God damn it, good kid.
Sex player. And he's banned. That was fast.
Whoa, sorry.
Weird tall guy says, "P. Lawler is always online. She reads every post the second you submit it. You cannot evade her." Well, we know why he was banned, though.
It's true.
Mhm,
Hey,
mhm.
Pam.
What you
Look,
doing,
she's
Pat?
right there.
Oh, she's always online. Huh, that's crazy.
Haha, that's so funny. Bye.
That's so funny.
See ya.
Oh, she walked behind the house. Hey, what's that?
Red room.
Hello.
Globe.
Back here.
Popcorn
What was
time.
that?
3D Whisker.
Mhm.
Worker Degeneration. Update April 24, 1999. I've decided to stop posting new submissions to this page. This is one of the most well documented sightings, and at this point, I'm receiving mostly redundant info. Thanks for everything you've sent in. Worker degeneration is something akin to injury or damage. This damage is associated with an active entity, which 3D Whisker calls a worker, hence the name of the page. It is not clear to me how the term came about. It wasn't invented by 3D Whisker's authors, yet it implies a bit of knowledge about the screensaver's internals, that the injury is associated in some fundamental way with the underlying worker concept. This is especially strange since the only documented cases of worker degeneration are tied to one character, that being Amber. Therefore, it seems premature to generalize this term to such an extent. But I'll use the established name. If you've ever seen a red amber, you've seen worker degeneration.
Red Amber.
They threw
This
paint on
isn't-
that girl.
They threw paint on her. This is an early stage. After this comes compression, and the result looks like this. This red
Oh.
ball is seemingly inert. It doesn't move or interact with anything. But yes, the red ball is amber. This state has been interpreted as representing dehydration, malnutrition, and/or mutilation, and the many photographic sightings seem to confirm all of these interpretations equally. But most of all, it's become associated with small, muffled screaming and therefore with pain. It doesn't take long for this red ball to start shrinking and quieting down until sooner or later it can't be seen or heard anymore. Amber will usually respawn from the house at some time after compression, even while the red ball is still visible. The program will eventually continue as usual. G key.
Well, I think that gives us our answer.
Red
Falling into
ball of
asphalt tells us the
falseness.
story.
Oh, hey, falling into asphalt was something on the page Colors read.
Oh.
That
Oh,
was like
yeah.
that was like a line about whatever that
About,
guy
like,
was
what falling
talking
into
about.
asphalt
The
Yeah.
philosophy?
Yeah, the philosophy of the virtual world. The simulacrum of real life. Colors, you want to read?
Alright, falling to asphalt tells us a story. Letting the screensaver go longer periods has unlocked something, and now I'm seeing all sorts of funny shit, like a red amber. She goes in the house, comes out redder, goes behind the house, comes out redder, comes back redder again, comes back weird, and so crawls around until pop, she's just a ball on the ground that everyone ignores, and that's that.
Nathan Manfield kept the screensavers running all day and writes.
I went away for 8 hours, and when I got back, there's a bunch of red spheres scattered around and making noise. Although it sounded like a chorus of dissonant humming. Now I'm wondering just how long my dog had to listen to that shit.
Was Nathan Manfield a forum user? That name sounds really
I
familiar.
think so, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Something about NM seems like suddenly like very familiar.
Yeah.
This one is from Thomas.
How many of them are just sitting at the bottom of the ocean? I just can't help but feel helpless about everything. Nobody will ever help me, and I'll never help myself. I'm too afraid to even reach out. I'm not even writing this right now. This message exists only in my head. This whole website exists only in my head. 3D Workers Island? What is this? Would I really put this online? Would I really give anyone the slightest glimpse into my world? This is fake. This is all fake and nobody will ever see it.
To Thomas, I hear you and I understand. Suffering in silence is such hard work.
Hi, Grace.
She's Blair Witching it again.
She's Blair Witching.
Suffering in silence is such hard work.
Suffering
Oh.
in silence is
Ah!
such hard work. Balls.
Hello?
What did they mean by this? Recession of the Islands.
Oh.
Oh, I don't like that.
How many of them are at the bottom of the ocean? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye forever.
That horizon line staying the same.
Parallel universes.
3D Workers Island, a thing by Tony Domenico.
Da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What'd you guys think?
Haunting. Deeply haunting.
Deeply haunting.
Deeply haunting. Deeply haunting.
What did they mean by that?
What are the implications? We
What
just
did
don't
they
know.
mean? We
Actually, I
just
think
don't
we know.
I think we know what the implications are and we just do not like them.
Tony Petscop, wanna get my hands on you.
When I get my hands on you. When I get my hands on you, Tony Petscop.
So something I thought was interesting is how the Inside 3D Whisker guy talks about how he and his brother, or they and their brother, like, imagine what's going on in their neighbor's house and they relive their own trauma through it, but they're just like, well, no, that's like, we know that's not real, like, we're just making that up, but like the emotions are still there. And then I think it's interesting how they then proceed to launch a website where they essentially are like, come play with me in this space with like dark subject matter.
Where we assume awful things are happening behind closed doors.
We can assume awful things are happening together.
Yeah. I think related to that is the idea that, like, yeah, I think from the get-go they kind of established that this, like, what if this was fake? Like, some amount of, like, what if the things that we're interpreting are, like, fake or not real? And like, because that's also how they feel about, like, the stories that they're telling. About the him and they and their brother about the house with the other guy. It brings me back to the chat between those two people. The like
Miss
instant
Two-Face
messenger
and Edward.
Yeah, Miss Toothpaste and Edward, where the chat ends with like, yeah, he was just like telling me all this shit, but like it ends with like, I think it meant something to him.
Yeah. I can now scrub through for visuals. But yeah, like, definitely the idea of he was scared, like, he was saying scary things, but like, he had the tone of like, he believed this. Very interesting.
I think it's weird and interesting because right, I'm torn because I think it's a mixture of both. I think it is sort of like a case of, what's the word? Not Occam's razor, because I don't really want to say that, because you know the concept where when the internet doesn't have enough information about something, they essentially just start making up theories on what it actually is. It's sort of like that. And that's what I feel like this is really going towards, because like I think it's very interesting that a lot of the worst subject matter brought up in this comic, or not comic, in this screensaver, was never shown to us. Like, ever.
Yeah.
We never saw anything about like the real picture of the girl. We never heard a scream.
Yeah.
But we still did
there's
see
no audio in this thing.
We still did see cases of like those like we saw the red balls in the sea. We saw like clear violence happening. So
yeah,
there is still a level of, okay, this is kind of weird and kind of messed up. But how much of it is true? Or how like bad is it really?
Yeah, it definitely harkened back to me the idea of like playground rumors or like chainmail letters and the feelings I remember. Yeah. Like being young enough to be online, but not being wise enough to not be scared of chainmail letters. Like something about how like the writing talks about like all these scary things that happen in 3D Whisker brings back like those feelings of fear. Yeah, well, for me it was the Tails doll. For me it was the Tails doll.
The Tails doll with realistic blood eyes.
Yeah.
What if you were playing a game and suddenly you found a scary image looking right at you?
Yeah, no, exactly. And the
it's
fear
like that
of,
idea,
the fear of if I don't send this to 5 people, like a ghost is gonna push me down the stairs and kill me.
Or honestly, kind of similar. I think it's a lot like, kind of just like Majora's Mask, because obviously you have the
Oh.
Ben Drowned like creepypasta
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. And what made Ben Drowned so interesting was the fact that it used actual, like, granted it was hacks obviously for the sake of it, but it used actual game footage to really sell its story. But at the same
Yes.
time, it's still using everything that's in the game. Like, nothing
Yeah.
from Ben Drowned is not in the game.
It's
So it's sort
true.
of interesting. So it's like, you could very well imagine that stuff happening. And especially if you were to see it, that might actually make you
Yeah.
think it could happen.
Yeah, no, I can see in my mind's eye the direct connective tissue between Tony Petscop seeing Ben drowned and Petscop existing.
I think the thing that's
I
interesting.
no, go ahead, B.
I want to hear the V thoughts, yeah.
I think the thing that's interesting to me is that even in the most literal interpretation that this is a game that exists, that there are forums dedicated to it, and keeping track of it, P. Lawler and Singer never report seeing anything weird. And it is
Mm.
always the fans who come in and are like, oh, like there's this odd thing and there's this odd thing. And then we made a separate forum to report all these odd happenings. And while never actually having much documentation or proof of it. And it's the people kind of bringing in their own horrors in a way. Like, it's
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
these people who, the real horror of this game is that there are people suffering and they have projected onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I feel
It,
that,
it,
yeah.
it very much reminded me, and I think this is the funniest comparison to make, but the single person, the sole person that supposedly called out P. Lawler for straight up being a criminal and doing illegal things was the 14-year-old, which very much reminds me of all the clearly too young to be online people on Twitter who will go to virtue signal and act
Yeah.
like they're heroes of the day when they go out and like call out a
Oh my
random
God.
person or
Yeah.
celebrity for an
Yeah, I
issue
just
that
heard.
literally doesn't exist.
Mhm.
Absolutely. 100%. God, Good Kid would thrive on Twitter. Just saying.
R.I.P. Good
Good
Kid.
Kid
You
would
would
thrive
have
on
loved
Twitter.
Twitter. Forgive me.
Or forgive me.
Forgive
God, that
me.
sign off is so funny.
It's so good. Yeah, if this was a contemporary story, he'd have like pro ship DNI in his
It's
profile.
true.
Oh, jeez. Good game. Thank you for
Good game.
introducing us to it.
Absolutely.
I
No,
was-
1000%. Yeah,
I think there's like
yeah, it was good.
this is kind of like I'm gonna talk about the kind of unrelated topic that I don't think might be an influence, but that I think the concept's kind of related. And it's just like I guess I'm pulling it's like I feel like there was a comic that is like the things that are happening behind closed doors are like the reality is actually far worse than whatever you were imagining, even if you're like imagining a lot of things and going wild with it.
Mhm.
And I think that like because I think like yes, it does seem like a lot of this is like some level of like lying and belief and all of that. But it's also like what if there was something behind that, but like because you're calling wolf so much, you don't believe that there's wolf behind it, right?
Mm.
Because what is this
Maria,
related
who's
to? What
at
else?
you? But you never got to that point of
Maria,
Go
who's
for
at
the
you?
wolf and sheep puzzle. Also,
Oh
Lily,
no, I never got to the wolf and sheep puzzle.
Lily
I
has
will
redeemed
say-
stretching. We all must take a please stretch while you continue your thoughts.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, very
Posture
true.
check.
Oh,
I just want to say,
Specifically.
like,
Thanks,
off of
Lily.
what Colors is saying, there might be something really fucked up happening in the background because P. Lawler very clearly based the character of Pat off of her, mentions having 2 daughters. Amber is in the role of one of the children, and P. Lawler staunchly denies anything bad is happening while
Mhm.
everyone around seems to be like, no, like Amber is suffering, like something's happening there, which
Yeah,
could
she
point
dismisses
to
it.
a very real and serious case of like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
most
There's a recurring theme I feel around the idea of like not believing kids when they tell you something.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah.
because I think it's really. I know we've had the laziest joke going on, but I do think it is
Yeah.
really interesting that PLL. It it kind of reminds me of like the. How do I say this without getting overly political?
No, go for it.
Sort of like the idea that um what's the word? How do I word this? Like how much work children should be doing, because obviously
Mhm.
some parents and some people in general
Yeah.
don't really think children should be doing that much hard like labor work.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But at the same time there are people who are just like, "Oh, I, I was 5 years old when I was chopping down trees. You know, kids will be fine. They don't need to complain about anything. It's whatever." And I very much think that
Yeah.
Pat is one of those people who possibly grew up in a time where children, when they were younger, were just used to doing more hard
Mhm.
labor. And now they are
Mm.
somebody with children, and they are now in a world where it's kind of not really seen as well for children to be doing that. And now they're just here like, why is everybody complaining? Like, what's the big issue here? It's fine.
No,
I
for
don't know why
sure.
everybody's saying all these things
Yeah.
about Amber.
Yeah, because
I think related
P.
is also
Lawler
the
says
theme.
that she's
Yeah, go ahead.
retired. So this is like an older woman.
Oh,
Yeah, she talks.
yeah.
Yeah, because and like I presume semi-affluent or like had some sort of well-off money, because it would be quite impressive for someone nowadays to have what she described like as essentially a computer in every room that you would reasonably sit down in.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
she said, like
crazy.
her
Mhm.
bedroom, living room, office, and
The
basement.
basement is the one that really got me. It's like, who has a
Yeah.
computer in their basement unless that's the computer
Yeah.
room?
And this is like 1999 too, so
In
that's like even more
1999,
that's even more
that's a
expensive.
lot of computers.
That's
That's
a
That's
lot
a
of
crazy.
lot of
computers.
computers.
It's really suspicious.
So yeah, like
Also,
there
like
could be like an interesting thing
someone that
about
would
like
have that.
class too,
Yeah.
where it's just like, well, I worked really hard, like from the time I was these girls' age. Because I think that's interesting
Oh
where
yeah.
like Pam is old enough to be retired, or P.
Pat.
Lawler, Pat, her too. Um, but like the kids in 3D Workers Island look like small children. So is this like a version? Does this like represent like her kids when they were younger? Like
I would guess so.
we never really hear much about what the contemporary counterparts to Holland and Amber in P.
Would
Lawler's real
be.
life look like. But we do know P. Lawler's retired and spends a lot of time online.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I mean, like you're kind of going into a territory. We're contemplating the idea that like these characters could have been real at some point. Since P. Lawler is real. Like I do think that the game kind of like hints at something like that. Though I'm not sure how real it could be. But yeah, that does just like assume that like is P. Lawler from the game actually related to real P. Lawler from the forums?
Yeah, like I don't think I subscribe to the idea that these two characters are directly linked, but I think that P. Lawler has applied a lot of her own identity onto Pat.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
self-insert,
It could be.
not literally.
Yeah. It could be. It could be just like I'm projecting
Mentioning-
heavily into this character.
Bro, she's Yumiing, or whatever the Japanese term for self-shipping is.
Self-inserting.
I
I don't think. Well, maybe she's self-shipping with Rebecca. Who's to say?
Yeah, I think she's self-shipping with Rebecca.
She might be
If you name a character
Rebecca.
after yourself, that is a self-insert. I'm so sorry to say this, and I'm especially sorry to Mr. The Magnus Archives, Jonathan Sims, who named his main character after himself and went, "This isn't a self-insert." And everyone in that fandom universally agrees, like, no, it is actually.
No, you. Quite literally.
That's you, man. He's like, I was too lazy to come up with another name. And it's like, you used your first and last name, bro.
That's
I'm
so
so
funny.
sorry.
Same beat, different tempo with Lin-Manuel Miranda casting himself as Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solving.
All that to
Yeah.
say, like, P. Lawler coming out and being like, I made this my profile picture, and I've also made an entire website dedicated to talking about this.
Crazy behavior.
Does anyone have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I did want to talk about the balls for a second. The red balls.
We
the
all
red balls.
laugh at Amber's big red balls.
What?
God damn it, Maddie.
Anyway, I just think like the connection of like Amber goes red and then turns into a ball. We do never see that, but we do see the imagery of like Amber throwing into the ocean. The whatever the fuck that thing is, full of red balls.
The wheelbarrow.
The wagon.
Yeah.
And like I think the idea of connecting those two, of like red balls equals like a form of injury or a representation of injury or perhaps even gore. It's kind of aching to disposing of your own body into the ocean.
Who knows how many of those are at the bottom of the sea?
Who knows how many of those are at the bottom of the sea?
Something
To bring.
Oh, it's good.
Sorry, just to bring back, because P. Lawler, like, we see P. Lawler reference red balls as the Snopes, like,
yeah, no, that's the
level
what I
of
was gonna bring
truth.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's something that like I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people discuss, but it's something that like my brain latched onto when I first like experienced.
So Amber experiences them as injuries, and P. Lawler experiences them as falsehoods.
Yeah.
I think it could also be related with the potentially of like, well, either the red balls are actually fake and people are just making it up, or like it's more along of like denial of an adult is denying that like harm has happened
to a child. Yeah.
I think it's funny because, again, this kind of goes back into the entire idea of is it really as bad as people think it is? Because, to put it bluntly, it's a red ball. Like, it quite literally could possibly mean nothing. In fact, all it could be, because all we really see the red balls are things that Amber puts in the wheelbarrow and dumps out. And this is a just random deserted island, so it is fair to think that the ocean is essentially just a giant trash bag for them. So it could realistically be essentially just Amber taking out the trash, or just like doing more hard labor, which goes into that idea of, hey, should this young kid really be doing all of this hard work? So it's interesting because there is no defined idea of what the red balls are, but at the same time, regardless, it still will link back up to the idea of, hey, maybe Amber isn't being treated the best, whether it's actual violence and those are her corpses, or why is this kid doing such hard labor?
Why they make the baby.
We also do literally see like Pat like kind of throwing her to the floor behind the house.
Mhm.
Like that does happen.
Yeah.
Pat hitting her is just like there.
She's trying to use her as a piece of speed tech.
But also, in that same vein, God, this is gonna be fucked up to talk about, but like,
Let's go.
again, because I'm kind of in my head where it's like this theory of, oh, Pat is essentially super old head, and she is essentially still stuck in the world where it was kind of just okay to do these kind of things to kids. So, and I think it's fair to say that back then, decades ago, if you just hit your kid, it was fine. It was really just fine.
Yeah, the corporal punishment and the acceptance of it.
Because we never see gore, we never see anything like that, but we do see her hitting the kid. But at the same time, if we're in this idea of this is essentially just the world that Pat sees everything as this is just fine, maybe she can just hit the kid. Maybe it could have just been discipline. Quote unquote discipline. Let me.
Yeah. No. For sure. No, I got you. No worries.
It's like I think it related to the general topics that like Tony Domenico like covers. It's still like kind of goes into like even though like Pat seems like normal and kind of is like, why are people complaining about this? This is fine. This is cool. It's like still the idea that like even when that happens, it's still like abuse. It still like fucks you up, I guess. Which is like what the like writer of the like second forum kind of like alludes to with like their own childhood and like this idea of like the brother that like the years later it's like some injury related to that still gets back to you. Could be like a physical injury, but it could also be like a mental.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'm catching myself like linking like Pat the game character, the Pat the forum post person. But like thinking about how P. Lawler is like dismissive of one of her kids. Like to the point that it's like if she brings it up, there's always kind of like some passing remark about it. And she is constantly online. Like, so I'm reading this as like in contemporary like 1999, like she doesn't really have a connection with her kids anymore. She's kind of alone.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, which is why she spends so much time online, like retired and in her house.
Getting into this character.
Because like like Singer's post history, who's like the other named admin, is like less than half of Pat's or P. Lawler's.
Yeah.
So I just go, strokes chin.
Wait 1 second.
Oh, that's P. Lawler.
Oh no!
Oh god, why is she here?
But yeah, I figured a good, interesting discussion would happen if I got these four groups of people together.
I would genuinely, for real, need to look into this myself.
Yeah.
Just in my own time. But I very much am curious on if it's possible to link the second forum's like creators with like P. Lawler, because I don't want to say
a return.
Well, I don't want to say it's like, well, they can't be P. Lawler's kids. But I do think it's kind of interesting where you have this sort of, I don't want to call it a parallel, but it's sort of like a parallel where you have P. Lawler, this retired older woman who has two daughters, who very clearly she put through at the very least some level of abuse or
Yeah.
neglect. That not necessarily doesn't have to be super like horrible and malicious and like violent, but there was some level of just abuse in there. And then you have these creators of this side website who are two brothers, one
Oh,
that has to essentially constantly crash at the other's
wait, you're
house.
fucking right.
And they are constantly thinking about, oh, what's happening in the other house over there. So I unfortunately I don't have
Yeah.
have information yet.
Got
I-
any information, guys?
Can I ask one thing?
Yeah, what's good?
Holland is a boy's name or a girl's name?
I think it's a boy's name.
I think it's gender neutral.
Let's check.
I've always
But
thought it was a
hypothetically,
boy.
it could be a boy, and you could assume that the writer of the second wiki is a girl.
Also, Lily did redeem Hydrate for 100 puppy bear bucks and said to drink the island water. So let's get to it, guys.
The island water.
I think if we all like pitch in and like no buts about it, I think we could get down to where we start seeing some like red ball.
We
You know
can
what?
finally
I
figure
agree.
out.
We can get to the bottom of the sea.
It's true.
Also, I looked into it. Holland is it is gender neutral. However, it is much more commonly a boy's name.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, something that like you mentioning, like, well, P. Lawler mentions daughters, but like the other website mentions brothers, is how in Petscop, like the player guy, like the main character, is a guy, and there's some sort of interesting parallel world things happen to him that also happen to a female character. And so I'm kind of like, is that another repetition in Tony's work of similar
Yeah.
things happening to a boy and a girl?
Yeah. And I think it's just like it's like a good way to like discern that it is in fact two different characters. Because if it was the
Wonder Woman.
yeah, like if it was the creators of the second site and it was just like, oh, me and my sister, that could possibly give the wrong idea that maybe these straight up are like Pat's kids and trying to do an expose on her, which I think would
Yeah.
honestly kind of go against the purpose of what like he's trying
Yeah.
to do.
Because we're trying to be so big about it.
Yeah, no, it's Tony Petscop when I get my hands on you.
Grr, grr, grr.
Grr.
Grr, indeed.
All right. Well,
Have we even discussed Katilhina yet?
no, but I'm also looking at the clock, and it is 10:30 for our dear buddies in EST.
That's me.
Yeah, so
And me. And Slam. That's everyone but you.
Everyone but you.
but so
Sorry.
I think we will call it here. But thank you guys so much for playing
Okay.
Workers Island with me.
Thank you
Twas
for
fun,
having
twas
us.
fun.
Absolutely. Is there any social media plugs anyone would like to do?
No.
Fair. Hell yeah.
No.
Right answer. Right slam.
No as well.
The dead silence killed me. Of just, is there any social media plugs?
No.
Okay.
None of us are social on media or otherwise.
True.
It's true.
Unless
You
you
can
can more
only
to
find
colors
us
and
here.
slam.
No.
Cool.
Slam.
Well, if I say something now, I feel awkward.
No,
No,
Slam,
you
plug
should
your
say
shit.
something because you are the social media guy.
It's Slam
Well,
the
this
Top
is
Hat
true.
social media man.
This is true. I have a funny comic on Webtoon called Anamnesis. Don't ask how to spell it; you will get it wrong.
King.
Incredible.
All right.
Find him somewhere.
Find him somewhere. I am.
I left it all
Maxline
in
on Blue
one
Sky.
piece.
On one boo. Tomato. Tomato. I have a thread of showing a plushie of Slam the Top Hat's funny little character from his webcomic currently on my Blue Sky, so if you're curious about his stuff and you're curious about mine, you can easily find it through my Blue Sky account.
Go on a quest to find this comic. I promise it's worth
He
it.
left it all in one piece, as he said.
On one site.
Izzy Adventures. But yes, thank everyone for coming out, and with that, the stream is